my protection.
Protection from what?
Koryuken.
We're gonna be in the new world in no time. This is exhilarating. Get excited.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Stranger Things Season 5, the date announcement on Netflix, and can I just say, it's about time. Sheesh. The wait for this has been arduous and outright just painful. Because where we left off with Season 4, I mean, dude, Season 4, such a banger season, dude. I mean, you introduced this one guy to us that we all fall in love with, and then you just had to go and do what you did and break our hearts. Damn, dude. Eddie's such a great character. Eddie, like, damn. And of course, you know, we also are probably going to get resolutions on multiple things that have been happening, you know. But the biggest one is, how the hell are they going to stop what's already happened? How the hell is there a way to go back? Is there a way to stop it? Basically, the upside down has become the right side up.
They've taken so long between seasons that I can't really remember what the situation is anymore.
So basically, at the end of the... So basically, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched Season 4, which if you haven't watched Season 4, what are you doing here? Go and watch Season 4 right now. Anywho, during Season 4, there was a multitude of bad things happening, murders that were happening, kids getting absolutely just, like, mutilated, and... You know, one of them was that girl that Eddie was hanging out with. The other one was like this nerdy kid that was getting bullied. Another one was this jock kid that got killed out in the middle of the lake. And then one, I forget which one the other one was, but then there was Max.
It was all like getting blamed on Eddie, basically.
Yeah, ritualistic satanic sacrifices, and they blamed Eddie for it because Eddie was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you know that leads to like Satan worship. Right, sure, whatever. But then, you know, Max fought it off one time, but then the second time she wasn't able to completely fight it off, and also we found out the history of Vecna, the one that was doing it. Turns out it was number 1, whereas, you know, 11, he was the first, and he's arguably as powerful, if not more powerful, than 11. And everything that's happened so far, the Mind Flayer, the Demigorgon, everything, all spawned from him. And yeah, at the end of the last season, Eddie sadly passed away, and then Max was in the midst of getting sacrificed, and turns out Max had like flatlined, but apparently they were able to bring her back, but because she flatlined, it completed the sacrifice, and thus the upside down broke open, and then a massive fissure opened up in the middle of town, and black smoke started to radiate from the hole in the ground. And now Hawkins, everyone's basically leaving town, and whoever's left is, you know, whoever doesn't have a place to go, they're basically having to stay behind and fight off whatever's coming. But yeah, Stranger Things Season 5. I am excited for this, and I really cannot wait for it. But we got this date announcement thing here, so are you ready, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
I think about that night all the time.
Oh, yeah.
The night it came for you. all of this started.
Season 2. The Mind Flayer.
Everything changed.
Season 3.
We failed.
Season 4.
But we need to be ready.
So they're releasing it in 3 parts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn. Oh man. Well, obviously, the final season.
hell yeah.
Damn. I want more.
This is
Having to wait till November. That's
one of those
sucks.
things where I'm like, I'm excited to see the last of it, but then I'm also kind of excited because I think I'm going to go back and watch like all of it all the way through again after the last one comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I want to
Gosh.
see it like all in one go, you know?
Absolutely.
Instead of like separated out. Like
Oh,
I
dude,
have
yeah.
been.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. But Stranger Things, man.
So I think this is definitely probably going to end up being one of the big achievements of our time in terms of TV shows.
I hope so. I hope they don't pull a Game of Thrones, which the Duffers seem to be like very much like interested in actually finishing this out and doing it justice.
Yeah, Netflix hasn't forced them to stretch it longer than they wanted to. In fact, they're having to end it, I think, probably sooner than they wanted to. So
Yeah, maybe. Well, the biggest problem with Game of Thrones is that Benioff and Weiss wanted to leave after season 5. They should have just let them walk.
Yep.
But no, HBO was just like, no, you guys laid the golden goose, or you guys are the golden goose that lay the golden eggs. We want to keep you on as long as just. And they basically gave Benioff and Weiss all the power, and Benioff and Weiss basically steered the ship into an iceberg and fucked everything up. And then here we are now with Stranger Things, and the Duffers basically are getting to do what they want, and yeah,
this still feels very much like their passion project. So
very much so.
I think
And
that's
if-
why it's going to be so good all the way through.
And if they never direct anything ever again after this, honestly, I think this will stand up to almost anything else out there. I mean, sort of like how Terrence Malick made a film like only every 10 years, and every time he made a film, it's considered like one of the greatest films of all time.
I'd be really excited if they start something new after this, though. For
Oh,
sure.
I'd be too. I'd tune in for the Duffers, like anything the Duffer Brothers got for us. But honestly, the fact that we're getting this, and the
Especially
fact
if
that
they decide to do some kind of spin-off series to it, you know, like
maybe.
if they do like a quote-unquote like sequel series to it that follows different characters and like a different timeline maybe or something.
Yeah. For me, the
Imagine if they did like a sequel series set in the 90s and started over with a new group of kids in the 90s.
maybe.
I would be totally down for that.
I would be too. That'd be neat. My whole deal is I hope that, you know, like I'll say this, there's only been one episode of Stranger Things that really threw me off. You know the episode I'm talking about, season 2,
Yeah,
where Elle goes
everybody
to
was kind of not very cool with that episode.
Well, yeah. You don't get me wrong, I
It
understand.
almost
you're
seems
trying-
like they've kind of uncanonized it to an extent because it's never really come back up.
Yeah.
So I think even they acknowledged that they didn't really, like, you know, it didn't really land, so maybe they just decided to kind of steer away from that.
Maybe so. If that's the case, then good for them. Focus on what worked, and so far, I'll say this: ever since that episode, I'll say like it's been like smooth sailing ever since. There really hasn't been a bad episode since. But yeah, this I'm very excited for. I have theories of stuff that might happen, and I think certain characters are going to die.
It's going to be really sad if so.
I know.
It's one character in particular I have a bad feeling that they're going to kill. That, like, I'm going to be really very depressed if they do.
Oh boy.
You probably could guess what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I can guess. I have that feeling too that there's a character I feel like is just not almost knocking on death's doorstep in terms of like their character arc, and I'm just like, oh yeah, please don't go bad, please don't, please. But we'll see. Anywho, yeah. So, are y'all excited for the new Stranger Things? Stranger Things season 5? I mean, feel free to let us know. I'd love to hear what y'all think. But for now, everybody, I think that's going to do it. So, Stranger Things season 5, date announcement on Netflix. Feel free to comment down below. Which season's your favorite? I really would like to know which season is y'all's favorite. But anyway, till next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.